viewers, welcome to this special episode on NRI Money Clinic. This is an episode on people who matter. In this episode, you are going to listen to Dr. Dipesh Shah, the Executive Director at International Financial Service Center Authority at Gift City, the person who built Gift City right from scratch. A very inspiring words from Dr. Dipesh Shah. Stay till the end of the video. Please spare your 40-50 minutes of your time. Listen to every word he has to speak and make best out of this great opportunity we got to listen to Dr. Dipesh Shah. This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakant Bhatt, your financial guide for a happy living.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
Dear viewers, we got a chance to listen to Dr. Dipesh Shah during our recently concluded Global Investors Conference in Bangalore on February 22nd. Dr. Dipesh Shah was kind enough to come to Bangalore and address the NRI audience on that day. Everyone present was thrilled to hear his story of building Gift City from scratch to what it is today. Let's listen to Dr. Dipesh Shah.
Good evening. Thank you very much for that warm introduction and the support of having us here. Dr. Chandrakant Bhatt and his son Tejas Bhatt. I came across and met them few probably months back in Gift City through SDFC Life, who were part of our registered entity in Gift. While we were debating about a lot of areas that the Gift City is trying to work upon, non-resident Indian has always been in the mind of the Gift City, because the project of the Gift City is to help the NRIs find the right platform to invest into India and outside. And when I met Mr. Bhatt, I really admired his energy of creating something for the NRIs to understand through detailed understanding, talking to the right people and disseminating to the various platforms. So I found it was a very interesting, and probably in this world of social media, this online platforms have really helped people understand things better. So congratulations on your 5 years and a great journey that all of you are going through. I've been given two tasks. One is to talk about the Gift City, which at times has been told as a best kept secret in India. And the best kept secret in India is because of two reasons. One is so many professionals across India are busy into domestic India that they are not able to see what is happening in their own backyards in Gift City. And two, because they are so well traveled that they know anything and everything about Singapore, Dubai and Mauritius, but they are not aware of what is happening in the next door within their own country at Gift City. So there are two challenges. One is to probably help you understand what the Gift City is, and second, from an NRI perspective, how this is now becoming much more easy platform for people to use. So allow me to probably, for the benefit of the crowd here, and I also thank Dr. Bhatt for having this in Bangalore. I think I really admire the city, and really glad that I could make it today here in the early morning. Went to some of the temples here. Really beautiful feeling to be in Bangalore and to be in this place. I would really love to come back whenever there is an opportunity in future. Gift City, I think we are going to talk about three important concepts. One is the Gift City, where I'm sure you must be wondering why you are naming this Gift City. Obviously, we know gift from a perspective that somebody gives you some gift, you always associate gift with, receiving something. And here is a city which is called a Gift City. So I'm sure you must be wondering in somewhere in your mind that why this is called Gift City at first instance. And let me give you a hidden story as to why this is called a Gift City. When we were planning this in 2007-8, and we were building something on the concept of creating an international financial services center or the financial and technology city, we had a little idea about how to name this. And the Honorable Prime Minister who was the chief minister of the state at that time, he walks into the room, he starts talking about the naming, and we all had written few names. And before we even give the name, he said that I'll call this as a gift. You please figure out the full form. So that is how the gift city started. We could figure out Gujarat International Finance, but we struggled with T. We had no idea as to what T stands for. So we again went back to him and we said, sir, Gujarat International Finance, still it sets into what is the objective. What is the T meant for? And this was in 2007-8. He said that in future finance will not be able to operate without technology. So I'll call this as a Gujarat International Finance Tech City. So FinTech, which we call today globally, I think this was something, the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister, who really had a vision to create something for this scale and size in India, and today that is operating at the GIFT City. In GIFT, there are two parts. When we talk of GIFT, we are talking of GIFT from two perspectives. One is, Navneet just mentioned about the India 2047. So we must understand that how GIFT is going to contribute towards India growth story, and two, how GIFT is going to contribute towards the global business. So let me just 2 slides tell you about the India opportunity. And I think all of you are well aware, Navneet really spoke in depth about the India 2047, but numbers, I think is very important. If you see the numbers, we are almost $4.10 plus trillion economy now, and we'll be touching 5 trillion very soon. And that is the scale and size in which we are expanding and growing. We already are the 5th largest economy and will be a 3rd largest very soon, in fact, in few years from now. Our FDI flows has already reached 70 billion plus by 2023 itself. And you can see the young population, which is 65% of them being under the age of 35. I think all these numbers put together, we have no doubt the way the India is going to grow in next 25 years, that is India at 2047. But then what are the numbers in India at 2047 we are looking at? We are looking at 7.6% growth for next 25 years. I think you go to anywhere in the world, if you ask in the room of investors, which is the country that you believe is going to grow very rapidly or in a sizable number, I think there is no doubt in the room of talking about India. And this is really gives us a lot of strength that with this potential that India is going to have, we will have a lot of opportunities for investments and others. Per capita income to go 9x to 22,000 US dollar. And you can imagine from 2,000 to 22,000 journey we are going to now take in next 20-25 years. Industrial contribution, exports going 5x, and the capital requirement for net zero slated at $10 trillion required to be invested into India for these projects. Under this background, let us examine GIFT City and the International Financial Services Center at GIFT. So as I said, in GIFT there are 2 components. One is the International Financial Services Center, and if you can visualize this particular graph in your mind, what was happening before and what is the potential which can happen now and after the GIFT City is in place. What was happening before, friends? You talk to an NRI, you talk to Indian businessman, you talk to an Indian professional. If they wanted to do India international business, there were hundreds of consultants in India which will hold your hand and take you to Dubai, Singapore or Mauritius, and will tell you as to how you can set up your business in Mauritius, Singapore and Dubai to do India business much more efficiently. And what has happened because of that, you can see the graph. You wanted funds, you went to Mauritius. You wanted a ship, you went to Dubai. You wanted aircraft, you went to Dublin. You kept on going to several parts of the world because somebody held your hand saying that I'll take you for treaty shopping. This, if you set up in Mauritius, you will have best tax regime. If you set up in Dubai, you will have zero tax. In the process, what happened was we transferred all our business and jobs outside. And this is probably one of the factors that so many of our Indian businesses and financial professionals are today sitting outside to do India business rather than sitting in India. And this problem statement was also highlighted during the visit of the Honorable Prime Minister in 2007-8 when he was a Chief Minister, went to Singapore. He met at least 15, 17 financial professionals and he simply asked them, what you do there? Out of 15, first of all, those 12, 13 were from India. And out of those 13, 8 to 10 were from Gujarat, into financial services in Singapore, doing India business. So he asked them, why you have to be in Singapore to do India business? Why can't you be in India to do India international business? The simple reply came, sir, there are two reasons why we all have been shifted outside. And you know what are those two factors? Any guesses in the room? Taxation and FEMA, foreign exchange law and tax. I think this all made sure that it is better to be outside to do India business much more efficiently. And you can imagine with the size of 1.4 billion, which was just spoken, how can you afford that you don't have your own international financial services, which can be availed from India? You have to be dependent on a smaller countries outside. And in GIFT, at least, we many times on a lighter note say, the two cities that India has really built outside of India is Dubai and Singapore. They are actually built on India business. If you really move the India business out from them, you suddenly find that our business opportunities are not there in those countries. But I think the fact remains that we made sure that those centers were doing India business much more efficiently, and that's where probably we needed a center which can, from a foreign exchange law and from a tax law, gives us a parity or at least some preferential treatment to undertake this business. And that's where I think the GIFT City came into existence as at the first place, that can we solve this problem? It was mere coincidence that this got located in Gujarat. It was because of the Honorable Prime Minister being part of the state of Gujarat. He said, let me try this first. And if we can solve, probably the India can benefit out of this exercise. And that's where we have seen this particular city has come up in that state. What has been the outlook or the structure of GIFT? As I said, this is in the western part of Gujarat, near the capital called Gandhinagar and near the business capital called Ahmedabad. Between these two, 9.8 million population, and in between them is the GIFT City. So GIFT City is actually surrounded by 10 lakh people in and around of the GIFT City, which is residing in Gandhinagar and Ahmedabad. And GIFT City as a standalone project, as a plan to create 500,000 jobs and 500,000 indirect jobs. So 1 million people will work over a period of time as the city keeps growing in its potential. What does the city offer? It has three components. It's just like we have seen probably post-independence. We have only seen Chandigarh and Gandhinagar as two cities which are actually built post-independence. Otherwise, the cities were all in place. And GIFT City now probably becomes a third such city, which is from a greenfield, coming up as a new city in India. And that's where I think the component of commercial, residential, social facilities all come into play when you are part of the GIFT City. And walk to work is the concept which we derived by understanding the challenges of other financial centers. When we went to New York, when we went to London, when we went to several other cities outside, one thing we observed was that people were working in a financial center, but they were actually living in the suburbs. So they were at least taking 1.5 hours one-way journey. So 3 hours journey was just been spent on road. And then the idea came, can you create an infrastructure and a city which is actually walk to work? And that's how you are seeing now the development of GIFT is known for creating a new age infrastructure into GIFT. I must highlight 4 unique infrastructure as an Indian you should be proud of when you visit GIFT City. Friends, there were 4 problem statements with which the GIFT City infrastructure was built. Problem statement 1 was, when a foreigner lands into India, and I was told in Bangalore, in each of the family at least 1 or 2 members would be outside India. So when your son or daughter or when your family member lands into Bangalore, what is the first thing he takes, is a plastic bottle. They don't find water, trustable water to drink. And that was a challenge. The first challenge which was posed to us by the Honorable Prime Minister was, can you remove the plastic bottles? In GIFT City, you can drink water from any tap. since last 10 years. And I've been working for last 15 years. I am safe and sound till now. I have not seen any health issues around that. But it is a city where you can drink water from tap. Second problem statement was, can we create a city where in the morning, I think I'm sure all of you, when you wake up in the morning, the first ring bell at your home is none other than the person who has come to collect the garbage. Okay, he is come to collect the garbage and you always wonder why is so much early in the morning at home. In the gift city, everything runs on an automated waste management system. There is no human intervention to dispose of garbage. You just simply put the garbage into the chutes at a 90 km/h speed, it gets disposed into a centralized location. I think it's a remarkable infrastructure which you must come and see and experience for yourself. Third, I think any city you go, I'm sure in Bangalore also you have witnessed, every crossroad there is one board which always hits your head, which is work in progress. Somebody is digging the road, somebody is repairing the pipe, somebody is again, putting it. That board has become a natural part of our life. But in Gift City, everything is underground, under the utility tunnel. So entire infrastructure runs underground in a 7 meter by 7 meter size tunnel. So no digging of any road. It's a digging-free city when it comes to laying the infrastructure and delivering the infrastructure is concerned. And the fourth, which is again the most important in today's world, considering the sustainable city and the sustainable world that we are living in Gift City there is no window air conditioning or there is no split AC. Everything runs on a district cooling system. It is a centralized plant, converts the chill water into chill air and supplies to each building. Now all this infrastructure obviously are being experienced, maybe experienced outside, but are not experienced in India, and we have now this infrastructure which again we should be proud of, that they are also not available in many developed parts of the world of what has been created now in that. So I would invite and probably request Dr. Bhatt that probably he should lead a delegation from Bangalore to Gift City to experience as to how the Gift City infrastructure is a new change, the way that we used to experience. And I think we take a lot of pride from the fact that it is the Indians who go out and create financial centers. It is our own professionals creating our own financial centers. So I think we should take a pride that we have our own center now. When you come to Gift City, I think many times people say that, oh, Gift City, we have heard about it, it is a slow, वो बहुत साल पहले कुछ हो रहा था, अभी क्या हो रहा है पता नहीं. I think this is a normal, message which comes up every time. Gift City is now probably housed to 900 acres of land area expanded to 3,200. 68 total buildings have now been under construction, almost 23 completed buildings, 37 under development. So the skyline of Gift City is now emerging. You can really see the city from a perspective of two zones, as I said. One is a domestic and other is a special economic zone, but notified as India's only international financial services center. And I think this slide would probably help you now understand the international financial center much more efficiently. Friends, can you imagine in India now you have two systems. You go to Gift City International Financial Services Center, you set up your firm there. Under foreign exchange law of India, it becomes a non-resident entity. So under our own Foreign Exchange Management Act, the International Financial Center in Gift City is considered outside of FEMA. And you remember, I told you that two reasons for people going out. One was FEMA, other was tax. Under FEMA, this has been declared as outside India, which means that no local foreign exchange law applies to the IFFC zone. IFFC zone operates on the International Financial Services Centers Act as far as the foreign exchange is concerned. Now, this is a major change. In your own country where we don't have a full capital account convertibility, probably this is the only way we could have implemented this. And the reason to do this was that you are outside of the capital account restrictions. That means the currency is fully convertible. Here there is no restrictions on currency convertible in India. On current account, we are fully convertible. On capital account, we are not. And this now helps you to do international business much more efficiently and freely. So under FEMA, you are outside. In terms of currency, we have notified 15 foreign currency. in which you can transact business. You can transact in US dollar, GBP, Japanese, Australian, UAE, dirham, all permitted currencies we have notified in which you can transact. But you can't do business in Indian rupee, where you are in gift. So remember, friends, that this is not the zone to shift someone from Mangalore to gift. This is not the objective. Whatever domestic business you are doing, you will continue to do in the domestic zone. But what business people were doing from Dubai, Singapore, and Mauritius, probably you can now, same business you can do from Gift City. That is the advantage now it presents. Under tax, while we are within the Indian Income Tax Act, but there are several income tax exemptions given to the IFFC, and I'll cover what those exemptions are. And under the law, we are within India, but several carve-outs have been given to us. For example, under Indian Companies Act, 50 to 60 sections of the Indian Companies Act don't apply when you operate a company in gift, or it applies in a modified way. And this is helping you to operate just like an offshore company within onshore India. With this, what does the gift IFFC now provides? You have one single unified regulator. I think I must compliment the Government of India for visualizing a separate unified regulator. I think many of you have traveled to Dubai. You would have witnessed that when you go to DIFC, Dubai International Finance Center, it has a separate regulator than the rest of the UAE. And if you go to Abu Dhabi, there's a separate regulator called FSRA in the ADGM, which is a separate regulator. And same way, when you go to Singapore, you have one single unified regulator, Monetary Authority of Singapore. Same way in GIFT in India now, we have the system when you come to International Financial Services Center, you have one single unified regulator called International Financial Services Centers Authority. This regulator combines the power of RBI, SEBI, IRDA, PFRDA, all in one. So all those financial regulators' powers for IFFC has been transferred to this one single unified regulator, and they don't exercise any power as far as the IFFC zone is concerned. And IFFC authority has no role to play in the domestic financial services center. This is how now the India operates in two ways. But I think most importantly, we have International Financial Center for India business, which means we can serve larger India opportunities. Cost of operations is lower, and obviously the talent advantage that the India has. So with this all, I think the advantage of operating international business is immense. I'm sure your next question in your mind is, what all businesses can be now set up in GIFT? So what you now see in the screen is, all this business which you see on the screen can be done from the GIFT. Whether you are a banking, whether you are a capital market, whether you are an asset management, whether you are in insurance, whether you are even a finance company, or even you want to do a fintech, aircraft leasing, ship leasing, even a foreign university is operating from GIFT. And we also have bookkeeping, accounting for chartered accountants, a separate outsourcing firm. We have a professional service providers, consultants. They can also set up as a professional service providers there. And this all put together is what the GIFT now International Financial Center provides an opportunity for you. In the bracket, you can see the number of firms licensed in the IFFC zone. So all the activities, there are regulations and entities operating from. And it is very important that if you are now in India and you want to do international business, you don't need to shift to Dubai or Singapore. You can actually do this business sitting in Mangalore, set up an office, international office there, and still run an international operation sitting in India. That is the beauty of having our own financial center in our own time zone. What we did was, we came up as a financial center with a new mindset, because the regulator is new, the regulations are new. Our regulations are not cut copy of India. So the SEBI has a separate regulation, IFFC has a separate regulation. Our regulations are all looking outward, because our target audience is what Dr. Bhatt is addressing, the NRIs. Our target audience is not Indian residents, and thereby our regulations are more outward looking and it is not inward looking in terms of the way it operates. And that's why you see all the regulations of the IFFC are different from India. And I'll also request all of you that you can go to the iffca.gov.in website. All the regulations are available. You can probably start understanding this regulation from the perspective of the international business it enables. So where do we stand now? With all those regulations, we are now 770 firms registered in the IFFC zone as I speak. And every month, 20 to 30 new firms enter the IFFC zone. Yes, I said correctly. Every month, you have 30 new companies entering the IFFC zone, which means every year 250 to 300 new companies come into the IFFC zone. And the type of the business they have witnessed, you can see, banks in GIFT have almost touched $78 billion of banking asset size. You can now, I can very confidently tell you, friends, you can ask an Indian corporate in India, which is borrowing dollars, which means an ECB, external commercial borrowing. 99% he would be doing that business or availing that loan from GIFT City branches, not from Dubai, not from Singapore, or not from Mauritius. That entire business is now shifted to GIFT. You ask for trade finance, the entire business is now shifting to GIFT, which means that a large number of India-centric business which was outside has started coming back into GIFT now. And we have almost 28, 29 banks, all foreign banks. You name them, probably they will be present in GIFT as we speak. And even the new age services like aircraft leasing, we have almost 210 aircraft leased into India from GIFT, whereas India has more than 700 aircraft and 99% of them were leased from Dublin and Singapore. And now this business is coming back from Air India and Indigo. They have started their own leasing firm in GIFT to lease aircraft into India. And we also have investment managers now in large numbers sitting in the IFFC zone. All the major entities which are possible in these areas are now part of the GIFT City ecosystem. So whether it is banking, whether it is fund industry, even the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, a sovereign fund from Abu Dhabi, is now registered in GIFT to invest into India. And Morgan Stanley and service providers like all the big four consultancy firm, even Bank of America runs their global capability centers with more than 2,500 people from GIFT to serve overseas US market. And several other firms are present in the ecosystem now. And that brings us to the tax slide. I don't know why, but most of the time, Dr. Bhatt, whenever I present, probably this is the only slide that the audience remembers. They don't remember anything else of what was presented. Because out of 15 years, 10 years, there is no tax on the business profit that you earn in GIFT. No tax on the business profit that you earn. And this is within the Indian Income Tax Act under Section 80LA, a separate carve-out provided to the firms incorporated and probably branches operating from GIFT. And there is no GST because in the SEZ, when you are supplying services to the non-resident, there is no GST. There is no commodity transaction tax, security transaction tax when you trade on the IFFC stock exchange, where our stock exchange is also operating from GIFT. And withholding tax on the debt instrument is just 9% versus 15%. And when an Indian corporate borrows dollar, there is no withholding tax, which means that borrowing cost, if the withholding is, if he borrows from outside, the withholding tax can be as high as 10 to 20%. So this is giving a lot of advantage to the Indian corporates. And also the state policy gives a lot of incentives. For example, when you pay to your employees' provident fund, it is reimbursed for 5 years by the state government. So if you have 1,000 people, if you are paying them provident fund, entire provident fund of the employer contribution is reimbursed for 5 years in this zone. I think it was important to divide in two parts, as I said, one to probably help you understand what is happening in GIFT. And now let's come to what is the opportunities for the NRI in GIFT. And as Dr. Bhatt said, that this is a very specific event or conference for NRIs. I think it's important that NRI has to understand that now they have a lending point in GIFT. Under GIFT, there is an opportunity for NRIs for several financial services. One, a simple bank account. Sitting anywhere in globally, you can actually have now a bank account, dollar account in GIFT. So NRI is in any part of the world, he can open a saving account in GIFT. He can have a fixed deposit in GIFT. And these are all dollar deposits. You are not converting them into rupees and then again taking the rupee back. Your dollar deposit comes into GIFT and goes back from GIFT. And believe me friends, this is also done without any tax. So the dollar accounts which you open, if you have no other income in India, if you have a dollar account in GIFT as an FD, there is no tax, there is no withholding. And if you don't have a PAN card, you don't need to get a PAN. So that issue is also been resolved by the government. So in simple terms, Dr. Bhatt, what I'm saying is, if you are a non-resident, you can open a saving account, you can open a fixed deposit with a bank in GIFT, and I said 28 banks are present. You can open in any currency, your FD in Australian dollar, in US dollar, in GBP. And the interest that you earn out of that account is also tax-free. There is no tax on that. If you have no other income in India, if you have other income in India, obviously you pay the normal, whatever the tax is there. But and also you don't need a PAN card to open an account. You can simply sign a Form 60 saying that I don't have a PAN, and still you can open your account in GIFT. So this has really changed, and I'll give you some numbers as to how many accounts have now opened in GIFT. You can also do loan against deposits. You can have foreign currency saving and current account, foreign currency demand loan, foreign currency overdraft, trade finance, wealth management services, insurance products, foreign life, insurance policy, health insurance, non-life, capital market, you have equities, index derivatives. I think every day in the morning you might be seeing on the screen GIFT Nifty. That GIFT Nifty was earlier as SGX Nifty, the Singapore Nifty. That has been renamed as a GIFT Nifty, and GIFT Nifty is nothing but what is traded in the GIFT City. So that is a dollar product. The Nifty NSE is now traded in GIFT 22 hours a day. And that also the NRIs can invest into those transactions. They can, transact on the exchanges in GIFT sitting outside. We also have stocks like Google, Apple, Microsoft, all those depository receipts, unsponsored depository receipts of those stocks are also listed in GIFT. So Indian resident under the LRS can also buy those stocks. And for the advantage for you is that you are not sending money outside. Actually, your money is in India. You get a statement in India of your foreign stock holding, of your deposited holding within GIFT itself. So this is, I think, a major change, that you are relying on a foreign broker, investment into the AIF, alternate investment funds. So we have almost now 200 funds registered, which is actually getting funds from NRIs. And I'm sure you have taken note of 100% NRI fund is also possible, which can be launched from GIFT City now. We had a restrictions under the SEBI that only 49% NRIs can be in the fund from outside and 51% has to be foreigners. That restriction does not apply if you have a fund in GIFT. It can be 100% NRI fund which can invest into India, and you don't need any foreigners with it. So a lot of people are now using the fund regime in GIFT to invest into India. And as I said, you can also invest in the life insurance products, invest in the stock exchanges, and open the family offices. I was speaking to someone about the family investment offices. NRIs can actually open a family investment office also and manage their own money by investing into India or investing outside. So even NRIs can look at family investment office. I just brought this slide from our latest newsletter, where we pull the data from the banks and others. And you can see in the month of December 2024, we now have 6,192 retail NRI accounts held open in GIFT banks. 6,192 accounts. with almost touching $1 billion of deposits. And obviously, this were just allowed 6 months back by RBI when the LRS, and there was a complete parity also given to us. So now the NRIs have free repatriation. They can bring money, they can bring money, take the money out. And corporates, almost $1.5 billion. The corporates and non-resident Indians companies have opened their accounts here. So both these businesses, you can see, have now started picking up for the NRIs into the IFFC zone. With this, friends, I have just maybe 3-4 slides on the various verticals of GIFT, and then probably I'll hand over to Dr. Bhatt for Q&A. But you can see where the GIFT stands now. We were 129 firms. We are now 770 plus, and this is in last 4 to 5 years we are talking of. We are banks 14, we are 29, we are almost $78 billion of banking asset size now. And payment service provider is a new regulation just issued few months. We have 5 firms under that. On the capital market side, we are almost $64 billion of rupee masala bonds or foreign currency bonds listed on the IFFC stock exchanges. We have almost turnover on the debt, on the ESG debt listing, $15 billion ESG fund listed. And on the fintech side, we have 44 fintech firms with almost 70 countries from which these fintech firms have set up their firms in the GIFT. So a lot of NRIs are also undertaking the fintech entities in GIFT. Insurance, we have almost $500 million now insurance issued. Aircraft leasing, I already informed, 33 lessors are there, 210 assets we have leased into India. And ship leasing also has become a reality now. Instead of Dubai, you can actually create a ship leasing firm in GIFT now. On the fund management, I informed to you we have 148 funds now. You must evaluate the fund opportunities. We have 211 funds now registered which are investing in India or outside from GIFT, and they have got a targeted corpus of $50 billion to invest into India or outside from GIFT City over next 3 to 5 years. And we have we have bullion exchange. India's first spot exchange for bullion trading is also operating from the GIFT City now. And last but not the least, I think many of the students from Mangalore study out of India, and you can imagine we have 2 Australian universities now operating. 3 UK universities are going to set up this year into GIFT, which means Indian students get the same foreign degree which they get in foreign countries in GIFT at half the cost. So they are running the foreign university master's degree. You could have gone to Deakin University in Australia, Melbourne. You could have paid 34 lakhs. You are studying in GIFT, you pay 17 lakhs, half the cost, and you get the same degree. And then an opportunity to work within GIFT City or across India, anywhere. So it's a win-win for the parents, for probably for the students, probably for the Indian ecosystem and the financial ecosystem. We are bookkeeping, accounting, outsourcing now, 19 firms, and I'll urge chartered accountants to look at this opportunity. Global treasury centers, ArcelorMittal from Luxembourg, they have set up now treasury center in GIFT from outside. And several professional service providers and even tech-fin firms like the popular ones, Infosys, Wipro, Cognizant, they all have set up their tech-fin firm in GIFT, creating thousands of jobs for serving outside India. But as I said, it was a wonderful opportunity for personally me to come and probably speak to all of you today. And thank you, NRI Money Clinic.
Dear viewers, hope you got an insight about how GIFT City was built, why it's a proud achievement of India. If you are impressed with the works done, if you are impressed with the possibilities of GIFT City in the future, do give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to share this video with everyone you are connected with, your friends and relatives, your near and dear ones, on the social groups, on the Facebook, and everywhere. Please do circulate this video. Let's make GIFT City a common household name across globe. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I shall be back with you with yet another expert on yet another topic next Tuesday. Till then, stay safe. Jai Hind.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.